Hello folks, this is Margie Roy from 3dcuts.com, and today I'm doing the assembly tutorial for the happy birthday candle cake card. This is an impressive card designed for the people in your lives who have too many candles to put on a birthday cake. This is for your senior citizens. It's a follow-up to my Wow card that allows you to make a card that is truly astonishing, that'll bring smiles to everyone's faces. It does fold up flat for mailing or gifting, and it opens up to make a delightful table decoration for the birthday person. Let's get started on how to make this. Remember to go to my website at 3dcuts.com and get more information there about the papers I used and links to all of the supplies you'll need. You should always research that, especially for sizing information. Before you get started, there's a little bit of work that you'll need to do to figure out how many candles to cut. The candles come in ones, twos, and threes, and the number that you will cut will depend on how many candles need to be on your birthday cake. I'm going to make a card for someone who is 70 years old. Now, I've included this worksheet in the download to help you figure out the number of pieces to cut. The finished cake has 11 squares. If you look down on the top, you'll see those 11 squares. The center one has the cake topper in it. So unless you really need extra space, I'm not going to put any candles there. There are 5 on the left and 5 on the right, and each one has 4 sides. Now, if I put 3 candles on each of those, each square could hold 12, and that would be 12 times 10 or 120 candles. That's way too many for my 70-year-old sister. So what I'm going to do is divide it in half, and I'm going to put 35 of the candles here and 35 of the candles there. And there are 5, so I could put 7 on each box. Well, 7's kind of an awkward number, and what I think I'd like to do is put 8 on this box. That's 2 on each side. 8 on this box and 8 on this box. I'd like more candles in towards the center, and I'd like it balanced. I'm going to do the same on this side. So these are all double candles. And if I have to count them, there's 8 here, 16, 24. And that's doubled, so we're up to 48. If I want 35 and I'm at 24, that means I need 11 more. On this one here, I'm going to put 6 candles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And on this one, I'm going to put 5 candles, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. On this side, I'm going to do the same thing. 6 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 5 here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. You would adjust these boxes depending on the number that you needed. And what you're trying for is balance. I did one for somebody who's 69, and I just took off one of these, and visually it looked the same. It looked balanced. But you want to plan this out ahead of time. Now, if I'm to go through and count all of these, I will discover that I have 30 that are double candles, and I have 10 that are single candles, and I can just count them and come up with that amount. And 30 times 2, that equals 60 candles, and 10 times 1, that equals 10 candles. And if I add them together, that's 70. If I do this layout, I will get the 70 candles that I want for this birthday girl. Work that out, and then go to the computer and cut the correct number of candles that you need. I have 30 that are doubles, and I have 10 that are singles. I have just showed you that my card that is going to have 70 candles will need to have 30 double candles and 10 single candles. So I have opened the Candle Cake Card Candles screen file here, and I've clicked on it, and I'm going to ungroup everything. I don't need these white pieces right now. I'm not going to need any 3s for this 70 candle card, so I can get rid of that. And I know that I'm going to need 60 of these, which is 30 sets of 2. So I'm going to have to lay that out. And this is different for every card that you make as to how many candles you need. So I could not lay it out ahead of time. I am going to duplicate this, rotate it, put it back there, duplicate these 2, and laying them out this way, I can get 12 sets of doubles onto an 8.5 by 11 sheet. I'm going to cut that 2 times and then do 6 more to get my 30 different pairs of 2 here. After I've cut those, I will move those off, and I'll take the 1 candle, and on the 1 I'm going to need 10. Again, duplicate it, rotate, line them up. You can get more of these in a row because they're tiny. I can get 15 on a sheet of these and cut those. I only need 10, so I would send that to cut and have those ready before I start working. So step 1 is cutting all the candles you'll need. Step 2 will be cutting the flames. There is another file that has the extra parts in it, and here are the flames. Now for right now, I will ungroup that. And I don't need these pieces until later. It's the flame I'm going to work with. Now, if you can do print and cut, you're going to want to use this flame here. If you're going to do them separately, then you're going to have to duplicate this 70 times and cut it the same with this and the same with this. And that will be stacked together. That will take forever, and I'm not going to do that. I do have print and cut, and so I'm going to use that. Now to do print and cut on a silhouette, I choose my type 1 registration marks, and my flame must be inside all of these areas. Bring the design in, and it is all ungrouped. I've only got 1 there. I am going to go over to the send panel. I'm going to go in close, and I'm going to select just this one to be a cut. This one is not a cut, this one is not a cut, and this one is not a cut. I'm going to do that on the 1. Go back to my design. Take all of those now and group them together. And now replicate them. Two, 4, 6, 8. I've got 9 in a row there. I'll take those and I will replicate them going down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and let's see. I can get these out here. I have to stay inside these lines on all of these. There we go. That'll be enough candles. If I go to send, you'll see that it is only going to cut that inner flame. I have left a yellow margin around so that if your print and cut is a little off, it doesn't matter. I would now send that to my printer and then cut it. That is the quickest way of getting the flame. I am going to print on sticker paper so that I do not have to glue each flame down. You will also have to figure out which set of candles you want to use. If you have a Xyron Creative Station, you want to cut the candles that don't split at the top. You can then feed them through the station all together to get adhesive applied to them. If you don't have that, you're going to want to cut the series of candles that are totally split. Then you can glue them by hand. So choose the correct set that you want and cut the number of candles you need. I did 15 candles of 5 different patterns for this particular tutorial. I have also done my print and cut flames. I did these on sticker paper. I did extras because I think I might want to put them on both sides. If you look at this first card that I did the candles on white cardstock, and I only put flames on the front. I decided afterwards that it would be much better to do the candles out of colored cardstock and put flames on both sides so that it was attractive on both sides. So that's what I'm going to do on this second rendition. So I've got lots of flames here. The next thing was my candle covers. Now this can be done out of cardstock or it can be done out of paper. It does not need the weight of cardstock. And I have done a whole bunch of different ones. Now I explained in the computer portion of this that you need to either cut them as singletons, like this one here, if you're going to be gluing them on individually, or if you're going to be using a Xyron Creative Station, cut them out so they're grouped together to make adding the adhesive easier. That's what I'm going to do now. Let's prep our candles. We need to add the flames and we need to add the cardstock or paper to the front sides. I'll be using my Creative Station. What I will do is I will slide these in face up to get adhesive on the back sides of all of them. Wonder if I can get two at once and save it here. Ooh, that's going to be close. I think I can do it. Here we go. Let's start this one going. There, I've applied adhesive to all of these very quickly. Let's burnish them. And I'll peel off the covering. Okay, if you do not have a Creative Station, your approach to this will be a little different. First of all, on each candle, you want to apply the flame before you put on the cover. And you'll take glue. I'm using Art Glitter Glue. It's my glue of choice with cardstock. And you can glue each of these on like so. If you're going to do flames on both sides, put one on the other side as you do this. Okay? If you're using the Xyron like I did, then you can cut these so that they disconnect. I made these a little bit longer. Okay, now as I do these candles, I want randomness. I do not want all the ones to be the same color. Oops, I got to do the flames first. Let's do all of the flames and then we'll start adding those. You do not need to sit here and watch me add all of these flames. We'll turn the camera off and come back once I'm done. The next step is to add my color, and I want it to be random. I want them not all to have the same colors in the same places. So I am going to start applying these in mixed groupings. And again, I'm going to continue through all of these. I'm going to turn the camera off. You can go finish yours. And when you're done, come on back for the next step. There, now our candles are done. Now that the candles are done, it's time to think about the organization of the bases. If you were like me and you cut them all out ahead of time and put them in a pile, they're now all mixed up. So start with the two tall ones. These two are identical, except that one has the slits going down from the bottom and the other has the slits going up from the top. So organize them like so. The other pieces, you will notice, have a notch out of the tab, and it's either a semicircle or it is a little triangle. You're going to put all of the semicircles on one side with the slots going down. Let's see, those are triangles. There's a slot going up. Let's see, that's a triangle. Here's a semicircle. Here are the slots going up. Here are the slots going down. Here's a semicircle with the slots going down and the slots going up and the semicircle end piece. And on this side, we have the triangles. And this is the triangle with the slots going down. This is the triangle with the slots going up. This is the triangle with the slots going down, slots going up, and the end one. Okay, this is the organization of the pieces. Okay, over here are all the semicircles, and over here are all the triangles. Up here are all the slots going down, and down here are all the slots going up. Let's start with the slots going down. We're going to temporarily put this together and understand where our candles go. We're not going to glue it yet. It is much easier to put the decorations on before it's together, but we need to know where they're going to go. So all the ones with the slots down, I want you to fold toward you. And they get smaller going out to either side. So the front is up and I fold it toward me, and I do that in both directions going out. At this point, I won't deal with the two little end tabs. Okay, on the ones that have the slots coming down from the top, I want you to fold those away from you. Okay, now the top two are going to slide together. The largest two will slide together. Like so. And going out in each direction, they will slide together the same way. Again, we are not gluing them or taping them at all. We're just getting them together. Okay, now let's take our plan. And I know that this tall one is the same as my center one here, and it will have no candles on it, but it will have chocolate. Now, if you look at each of these, you will also notice that some of these have tiny notches in the top, but most do not. We want to apply the candle and the chocolate dripping while it's flat, but we can't do it where we have to glue tabs. Anything that has a little notch does not get the candle and drippings glued on until afterwards. Everything without a notch, we will take this apart and glue together. So starting at the top, I see that I have 4 that have notches. That means I cannot put the toppings on these. These 2 do have notches, so I can start with these. But the back ones get the cake toppers. I don't want to do those yet. The front 2 get chocolate. So I'm going to take this apart. It gets very confusing as to what is the front and back when they're apart. I'm going to take 2 of the chocolates. I'm going to fold them in half. Remember that these do not get candles. We're going to have to build this individually depending on your plan. I'm going to take my art glitter glue and I'm going to put glue on all of these drips. And I'm going to glue this over the top here, like so, meeting in the center. And I'm going to do the other one as well. Press that in place. You'll notice that the chocolate drips are different, and you do want to have a random application of them. So I'm going to put those 2 back together and put those to the side as we move on down the layers of our cake. The next layer on the left side, I've got to pick these up. I can see that these 2 have the notches. I can't do anything there. I can do all of the others. And I can see, looking at here, that all of these have 8. So on all of these, I'm going to put a double candle. So I can take them apart because they're all going to be treated the same except for the 2 with the notches. So this is the front and this is the front. I'm going to take my candles and I am going to apply them to the front of all of the ones here that do not have the notches on top. I want the colored side to be to the front, and I want to pick random colors. I'm lining this up with the top. Let's see, a blue and a green. No, I did that one. How about a purple and a pink? Oh, that has a notch. Can't do it there. So I'm going to kind of put these together right now and understand that these 4 are all going to be in the same. I don't want to get any pinks over there. So I am going to put a green and a blue. And again, these go on the front side. And how about a yellow and purple? And these 2 will be in the same one, and I've got a blue and a green, so we're going to do a, let's see, a purple and a pink. Okay, notches, so we're not going to do those, but now it's time for chocolate. I didn't mention it before, but chocolate comes in 2 sizes. These are for the very last squares. You don't use the little ones until the end. The applying of the chocolate after it's together is a challenge. We're going to have to do it in some places, but we're going to do it this way for as many places as we can. Now you can put the glue on the top of one. You thread it over the candle, like so. You come down and fold it in half and press into place. Turn it over and glue down your chocolate on the other side. like so. This time I'm going to try threading it first. Picking it up and applying the glue. Now folding it over and then flipping it over and doing the same on the back side. That's probably easier to apply all the glue after it's in place. You want to make sure that these do not cover the dotted lines. They have to be able to fold on the dotted lines after they're together. And now I apply the chocolate to the second half. There, that's the second section of our card. We'll now move down to the third section. I'll keep the second section here. These have notches, and these down here have notches, so I can do these 4. And in looking at my plan, let's see. I did those 2. And now I'm working on these 3. This one has 8, so I can do 2 and 2. This one just has 2 in the back. I'm going to get a pencil and mark this. So this one is a 2. This one is a 2. This one is a 1. This one's a 1. This one is a 2. This one is a 2. This one is a 2, and this one is a 1. Now, I've done that because once I take them apart, I forget which ones are going to be on the back and which ones are going to be on the front. So I followed my plan here, and now I'll know what type of candles to glue on each of these. The first ones are 2s. And I'm not going to do this last one because it has a notch. Now, these are 1s. And I know that in this particular grouping, I've got every color but yellow in it so far. So I'm going to find a singleton that's a yellow and put that right there. And this side has a blue and a pink, so I'm going to get either a green or a purple over here. And again, the last one has notches, so I won't do that. It's time to add the chocolate to these. Okay, that finishes up another set. We'll slide those together. See the progress we're making. And this is the side with the triangle. Here's my triangle end card, and I can do those. This one will be singletons, and it'll be the little ones. I cannot put them on this one. It's got notches, but I can put them on this one. And are both singletons? Yes, both of these are singletons. So I will get a pink one and a purple one. Now, one singleton gets put, oops. On this side, and the other one gets put on this side. Don't flop them around, okay? And on these ones, we use the short chocolate. Okay, now the left side is done as far as we can go, and it's time to repeat the same thing on the right side. Again, at the center, all of these are 8s, so they can all have 2 on them. These 2 have notches, so I don't put anything there. The 2 halves on the half circle side can be put together. Okay. And here's the last 3 boxes. None in here. All of these can get done. We again look at our plan, and I can see that on this side, I'm going to write these down so that I don't make mistakes on them. This one is a 2, and this one is a 1, and this one is a 1, and this one is a 1. And on the back side, let's see, it's this side which is 2, and this side which is 2, and this side which is 2, and this side which is 2. And this one here will be a 2, I'm pretty sure, on the back side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2. Yep, 2, 2. So I've got those all labeled so I won't make mistakes. Let's put them on. 2, 1 with a notch, so I don't do that one. This one's got the blue and the green, so I'm going to look for a, looks like they all have blue, so I'm going to go with a purple and blue. This is a 1. So we have everything except a green there, so we'll get a green here. And again, a notch, so nothing there. Let's add our chocolate. We can put this set together. Doing good. We will do the end one. On the end one, you're going to have to fold it in half. And on the end one, you're going to have to cut the bottoms off of the candles. They are a little too long, and so we're going to cut these 2. I think I'll do a yellow. And make sure that one goes to the inside and the other goes to this side. And on these, we use the short chocolates. We have completed adding decorations to all panels without notches. It is much easier to do before assembly. So now we will add decorations to all panels with notches, but only glue down the front sides. We will leave the back side of the chocolate unglued until later. I will demonstrate for you. We're going to lay this down. I'm going to do one half at a time. This tab will go behind here, and this tab will go behind there. So I can do the front of this one without any problem. So I am going to take a yellow candle, cut it off, glue it And this back one can be a green one, that would work. Make sure in my plan, nope, it's supposed to be a 2 back there. Yep, a 2. So I need something that's got a green and a blue in it. What have I got? There's a green and a blue. Cut that one off and glue that one in place. What I don't want to do is glue on the surfaces where the tabs are going to have to go. These two can both be here, and I can do the front part. So I'll slide this on. Put glue on it. Still a little too low, too showing there. I'm going to have to redo that one with a longer one. Okay, and here, on the back side, all I can glue is the front part because this tab is going to have to get glued in back there, and I don't want to interfere with it. So I will put this on and glue just the inside. I'm going to leave the back side open so I can get the tab there before I glue that down. Okay, the first one has everything on it that it can possibly have on it. Now we'll go to the second one, and on this one, again, this tab will get put on the back side and that tab so I can do the front. Okay, folks, it is easiest to put as much of the decoration on while it is flat before we put it together. Basically, I walked you through putting it through on all the ones without the notches. The ones that have the notches, you can put the things onto the front. You just can't glue down the things on the back. You should now stop the camera and do the same. Add the candles and chocolate to all panels with notches, but only glue down the front sides, leaving the back of the chocolate flapping. Follow your plan to add the correct number of candles to each panel. So I have done that on all of the different pieces where the back part isn't glued down yet. I have access for gluing on the tabs. And I'm going to lay these out now. I have completed all of them. I'm going to make sure that I have my circles and my diamonds on the right side. And I'm going to start here with the big one in the center. This one is going to get attached to it. I will take the center one and flatten it like so. And I'm going to take Scotch tape and tape these joints together for a little added strength. And I'm going to do that on both sides here. I'm going to do it from the junction right down to the bottom. I got a little too much, so I'll cut that off. Now to that one, we're going to attach on the left side, the one with the triangle out. I am going to fold this tab back, and I am going to fold this tab forward. They both go to the inside. I will flatten this one. I will make sure all the bottom edges are even, and I will tape this seam together as well. These areas will not show when it's done. Now, I am set to attach this here. First, this edge will get attached back here. I will take my art glitter glue and I will put glue on the inside of this tab. I will then make sure that the chocolate is out of the way and it goes in back of that one. I want my bottoms to be lined up, and I want this to be able to fold over like that. Okay, I've attached these two together on the back side. Now that it's attached on the back side, I am going to fold the tab that was on the front side in, and I'm going to put the glue on the outside of this tab. And I will just bring this over, move the chocolate out of the way, line this up in the front, and press in place. Open it up. And because we adhered them closed, it will close again. The next smaller piece on the left side, I repeat this process. I flatten it. I add tape here at the base and on the other side. I fold the two tabs into the center. Looks like that one I got a little too close to the edge on. I will put glue on the inside of the back tab. And it will go inside here. The chocolate goes up. It gets placed in there. I make sure my fold can fold over. And this one will go to the inside. Oops, it slid out of place. Let me get it back in place here. Bottoms are lined up. And here on the front side, I put glue on this tab. And I just tuck that in to the front and hold it for about 4 seconds. And here we go. It's expanding nicely. Looks like these two stuck together there. There we go. And the last piece on this side will be the shortest one. And that goes on the same way. I fold the two tabs in. I put glue on the inside of the one that goes on the back. I make sure the chocolate is up in the back, and this goes on the inside. Line up my bottoms. Fold the tab here on the front. Add glue to the outside of this one. Fold it under. And press in place. Okay. Now, we can flatten this out. And these chocolates that are stuck in the air can now be glued down. That one goes there. Now we have a few chocolates here on the inside that have to be put into place. You'll now understand why I had you do all of the work of putting the parts on before it was in place. Because on these three, we have to glue them and get them down inside, trying to stay neat without having a lot of access. Tiny hands help here. I put glue on that one. I fold it down inside, trying not to bend the candles too much. My first one, I did the whole thing after it was together, and it was very difficult. This is much easier. Okay. I've got some of these that are falling off. I'm going to have to glue them on afterwards. We've got the left side done. We're going to repeat the same thing on the right side. Get the longest one, tallest one, I guess. Fold it flat, make sure the bottoms are even. Take the Scotch tape and tape these in place. Then you fold both the tabs into the center. Put the brown chocolate up. On this one, it's going to be the back side that gets glued on the inside. We slide it behind that top layer. Bring it over, line up our bottoms. Open it here to this side. Here we apply glue to the outside of this tab. We pick up the chocolate, bring that over and fold it into place and press. It's amazing how quickly it goes together once you've got all of the decoration on. We take the next shortest one, flatten it. Oops, those bases aren't lined up well. Let's try that a little better. Looks like I've got something caught there. There we go. Tape that one in place. Flip it over. Tape that one in place. Fold in the two tabs. On the back side here, we will put glue on the inside of the tab. Put that behind the top layer of this stack. Oops, make sure the chocolate is in the air first. Lift up the chocolate. Line up the very bottoms. Press it into place, fold it over. Open it up on the outside of this tab. More glue. Bring it back, fold up the chocolate. Get the bases aligned, press into place. Hold for a count of 4. Open it up and make sure that we haven't glued anything together that we want to separate. It's good while the glue is wet to keep opening this up so that if any drops get in there, they'll not stick. And then we have the last piece to put on. Fold over the last 2 tabs. This goes to this end here. On the back tab, we again put the glue on the inside. Make sure that the chocolate is in the air. Press. Make sure that chocolate's in the air and put the glue on the outside of this tab. And let's bring it over and put it into place. Okay, let's open it up, and on the back side we should have a couple of obvious chocolates that we've got to glue down. There's one. And then there are the 3 that are going to be hard to get. One here. And fold that down inside. And one here. Well, that went together quickly. That's looking terrific. Now it's time to deal with the cake topper in the center. Now for the one that's already together, here's my cake topper. It is Happy Birthday. And I put them on these posts that can go up and down. This is flexible. You may want it to say Happy Birthday. You may want to take your own font and change it to Over the Hill or another appropriate bit of text up here. You might want to include a name or a number. Whatever is appropriate you can put up there, and I've left it flexible so that you can do that. Now these slide out. There is on the back side 2 envelopes that I have put there, here and here, for those. We are going to work on that part now. We have the background for Happy and Birthday. And we have the envelopes. So we'll start with this. Oops, Happy goes on Happy. You can put this through your Xyron if you have one, or you can use art glitter glue. I think I'm going to go back to my Xyron on this. Here we go. It goes in top side up. There's the Happy and the Birthday and the Happy. Let's start them through. Here is my scraper. And I'm going to peel this off. Now first I'll take the Birthday and adhere it to the red. It's got an equal margin all the way around. Let's get the blue. It's a little delicate, so be careful as you peel it off here. That lines up perfectly with the edge of the yellow. Birthday, let's do Happy. Happy Birthday. These are covers for on the back. I have skewer sticks here, which I used. I put 2 on each one. On the Happy, I put them about a ½ an inch apart. I had Happy at a little bit of an angle going this way. I took my art glitter glue and I put glue on the sticks. Oops. About a ½ an inch apart, like so. I then took the shorter of the 2 red covers and I covered this with glue. And I went over the tops of these. And I went on the outside, and I went down in between, and I went over the next one, and I pressed it all into place, and I held it there. An observation. If you're making a custom cake topper, pay attention to the height. If you want it to fit in the mailer, box included, or a USPS priority mailbox, it is during this step that you need to measure and adjust. Try to get these about equidistant apart going down and put that to the side so that it can dry. on birthday, let's look at this one. I went in that angle with the sticks going this way. I think I'll put the glue on this way this time. These I tried to space out further than these two so that when they lie in the card, one goes around the other. Doesn't really make a big difference because the card is so extremely thick anyhow. Then we'll take this red cover and fill it with glue. And we'll go over these two to hide the top of them as well. They'll go happy birthday, like so. I'm going to put those to the side and let them dry a little bit. Meanwhile, we have left 2 white rectangles. Those will be the envelopes for on the back. Now, I'm not worried too much about the height of these yet. I want it to be flexible. It'll be different depending on what text you use. We'll flatten this out. This one is going to go on this side. This one is going to go on this side. I am only going to put glue in a U shape around the outside of these 2 envelopes. I would like these to form pockets that can hold these and so that they can slide out. Then you can use this card for multiple different things if you so choose. So I'm just going to hold that in place until this glue starts sticking. And while that's getting a little tacky, I'm going to put some more glue on this one. Just on the 3 edges. I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to use the sticks to help me bow up over and leave space there as I hold it down. Go back and press this one in now that it's getting a little drier. There we go. Now, let's flip it over. And we have to adjust the height of happy and birthday. I can easily, I'm going to start with birthday because I want that one to go down the most. And I need to take off that much. So I have scissors here that have a thing for cutting things like bamboo skewers. And I'm going to cut those both off. Slide that one back in. Great. And now this one, I want to go a little bit above it. So those will get cut off right there. And I've realized I forgot to put the chocolate on the back still. Let's slide this one in. There we go. Happy birthday. I think they're both a little too high. I'm going to lower them a little bit. I'm going to take them off and put the chocolate on the back side there. Okay, here we will take some chocolate. And for the back side here, we're going to cut the chocolate in half. We are going to put one on the inside here. We're going to put one on the inside of the other half. Like that. And now on the back side, as I said, we're going to make these each a little bit smaller. They were up too high. On the back side, I'm going to leave these in here while we apply the chocolate, just so that it will bulge around them as well. Again, we're going to cut a chocolate in half for these. Add the glue and put that on the back side. And one on the other side too. Pull my signs out so they don't get stuck in place. Sure is an impressive birthday card. Wouldn't you like to receive one of these? Okay, we're going to put that one in. And I'm going to put the birthday in front of the candle, I think. And the happy on this side. There we go. Happy birthday. Folds up and expands. Now, so there's our card, all done. It's set to be signed and sent to someone special. And that shows the challenge of how do you send a card like this? Well, this card is designed to fold up small enough to fit into a regular priority mailbox from the U.S. Post Office. This is not the small one. This is the next size up. But I've also designed a box envelope that you can put this into, close up, tie with a ribbon, and fit in here. I'll show you how to make this box now. The envelope box is a simple box made from two pieces, a cover and a base. You do need to use 12 by 12 cardstock for these. They do not fit in 8.5 by 11. You fold in all of the folds on this part going the same way. You use your art glitter glue and you add glue to the corner tabs and fold them into place, holding them square for a count of 4 while it gets tacky. And then do the same thing on the other end. This is the base, this is the cover. This is slightly larger. While that one dries, you take this one and you fold in on all of the edges. This last one folds in the opposite direction. You again apply glue to the corner tabs and glue the box together. Repeat on the other end. This one gets folded in as well. This will be glued on like so the cover can close and open. So we'll take this spline. I cut the edges at an angle. It applies to the back side there. You want to be sure that it is centered so that this can fold down over the bottom of the box like that. Open it, squeeze in place, and we have made a great box to put this in. and present it to someone very special. You can make a paper band to go around it, or if you have a nice piece of ribbon, you can tie that as well, like so. There we go. Won't that be a special gift for someone? Who do you know that's going to have a big special birthday? This is the kind of card you give to someone who's absolutely special in your life. Have fun making it, have fun giving it, and be sure to share the stories about it online. Happy crafting, everyone. Thanks for watching.